Hey Taurus, welcome to your April Candlelight Love Tarot reading. Lots of people during the private readings have been asking for the Candlelight Tarot. I saw a couple of comments a little while ago asking for it as well. So, by popular demand, here we are, my darlings. Candlelight Tarot is back. We're going to connect and see what is going on for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And get you all some answers. Very interesting, guys, this month as I've sat down to begin reading for the love energy for all of the signs, I've been getting songs playing like while I'm shuffling. It's the craziest thing. So the song that kind of came in for you guys, for Taurus, and it's like a disco song. I don't know why they've all been older songs. But it's Come and Get Your Love by Redbone. So some of you are like, oh yeah, I love that song. And some of you, maybe younger ones, you're like, I have never heard of it. Look it up. It's a catchy song. It's a fun song. But the funny thing about it is, when I think about that song, I also think of a friend of mine from when I was younger. They used to sing that song as like an in-your-face, like, I won kind of thing. Like, that was their like way of like rubbing it in somebody's face when like they were right or they won something or whatever. So maybe some of you are having some kind of like taking some kind of little victory lap. Maybe somebody wronged you, or maybe somebody said that you weren't gonna find somebody and you did, or you are. So I don't know. Maybe some of you are kind of like in a victory lap kind of spirit. But we'll see what the cards have to say, my dears. So far, the cards have been like reflecting the songs. So we'll see what we have for you, Taurus. One more card. There's the outcome card. Okay. And the format's going to be a little bit different in terms of like my spread and how I'm reading the cards. But you'll still have love messages. All right. So this is interesting. Maybe some of you are having some kind of like a victory lap or something, because your theme here for the month, like your love theme, or the theme of your love life in April for many of you, is going to be Nine of Swords. So this is telling us a couple of different things. Number one, it could be that some of you are in this energy where you're a little bit defensive, right? Maybe some of you are broken up with someone, but there's still some unfinished business, right? Maybe there's something having to do with property, or somebody moving out. Maybe there's a divorce that's still being finalized, or a divorce that needs to be filed, or something in that regard. Maybe for some of you it's more energetic, like maybe you're done and you're moved on and you're like, I'm done with that fool, I don't even want to see their face. But somebody might be coming back or returning simply because energy needs to be cleared. Like, just something needs to be cleared. So some of you might be a little bit on the defensive for different reasons or in different ways. Some of you are wanting to let a new love in, but you're a little bit defensive, you know? That's the thing with Nine of Wands, is sometimes it could be that you're just kind of on the defensive and you're a little bit like weary about letting somebody in. But the beautiful message here with Nine of Wands is that even though typically Nine of Wands is shown as somebody who's gotten beat up or has taken some punches, it doesn't look like that in this card. This person doesn't look like they've been, you know, physically hurt, but they're definitely on the watch. They're definitely being cautious, and they're definitely looking ahead for what might happen. And they're in this energy of just really like who's coming. But every single one of those wands or sticks behind him is a battle that he has fought and won. Okay, that every single one of those sticks behind him is somebody he defeated, took their stick away and said, you can't hit me anymore, get out of here. Like, took their weapon away and just put it behind them. So the message here is that you don't have to be afraid. Like, whatever is happening, you've been through it all. You've seen every trick in the book, right? Like, you're ready. If somebody's going to come at you, they're not going to come at you with anything you haven't seen before. So all you have to do is trust on your past experiences and keep your eyes open for those red flags. And if you see the red flags, then you can nip it in the bud, right? So that's a way that you can be cautious without completely and totally blocking everybody out. Give people a chance, but keep your eye open. And if you see, you know, just pay attention, be vigilant. If you see those red flags, you can nip it in the bud. But definitely going into it with that whole, you know, innocent until proven guilty vibe here, okay? Like, you can trust until somebody gives you a reason not to trust, instead of going into it with the energy of, I'm not going to trust you until you give me a reason to trust you. I hope you get what I mean by that. So the next card here is going to let us know what, like, the opposing issue might be, or what might be going on. And you have Page of Swords. Now, Page of Swords for me is a card about speaking your truth. That's like my speak your truth card. So either you are not feeling confident enough to speak your truth in a situation, or to speak up as you're getting to know somebody and be very clear about what you hope or what you want, or you have had issues in the past in love life where communication has been challenging, where you've just been like, why on earth can this person not understand me? Why on earth is this person so confusing? Where communication was tricky. Some of you may feel like you're dealing with a person who's being dishonest with you. This almost feels to me like two energies. One feels old, okay, and one feels new. And the old energy is somebody that, like, you're done with, but like the breaking up or stepping away process has not yet happened. There's like this weird kind of in between. There's unresolved issues there, okay? Sometimes if you don't want to deal with this person in person or over the phone or through mail, like if you want to deal with it without having to have contact, sometimes we can do this through cord cutting and meditation and things of that nature. I think I need to do a cord cutting video soon. But all in all, overall, it's definitely an energy of needing to be in your truth, right? Like just being in your truth. I don't want to say standing your ground, but being in your truth and communicating your truth with someone, okay? So it can happen in both phases. It can happen as you're being truthful and speaking your truth and just getting something off your chest so you can forever be done with someone. And it could be speaking your truth as the new person is coming and in terms of what your expectations and hopes are. But I feel communication is going to be big for you in April in your love life. All right, my darlings. Karmic factor here. You have 6 of Wands. So this is victory. The universe wants you to win, okay? Some of you might be also overcoming some kind of an addiction, or overcoming some kind of a negative pattern, or like self-medication or defensive mechanism, or something that has held you back in the past in love life. And here we have 6 of Wands, so it could be like you're coming into this victorious energy. Some of you, some truth is being revealed, and it's like kind of vindicating you that, oh, you know, this person was a liar, especially if you're dealing with an ex who this is like such like a buzzword that gets so overused lately. I almost hesitate saying it, but it's coming up. So especially if you've been dealing with a person who's a bit of a narcissist, maybe you had somebody that was going around saying very, very false things about you, maybe even to your family, to friends or mutual friends or people, where they were attempting to paint you in a very, very negative light. And maybe some people have been unclear about it. Like, they're not sure. They don't know what to believe. And they're like, I don't know. I don't know. Would Taurus do that? Is Taurus like that? I don't know. Maybe. Right? So definitely this energy of like not being sure what to believe. Or maybe some people even were like a little bit fooled that, okay, something might be going on with Taurus. Taurus might be weird, or Taurus might be dishonest or sketchy. And now you have truth coming out. You have truth being revealed. And like you're coming out vindicated. Because to me, Six of Swords also, not swords, Six of Wands, in this instance is coming in with this energy where I'm feeling like this vindication, like, ha, in your face, that victory lap, right? I feel something is happening with that victory lap. Okay, my darlings, past energy. Oh, okay, here we are, swords. Maybe that's why I said swords. I was picking up on that sword energy. You've overcome like any blocks, mental blocks that were keeping you in toxic or negative relationships. Whatever needed to be adjusted in your thinking so that you can think a healthier or a new way about things, you've had this breakthrough. And once you've had this realization, you can't go back to the old life. You can't go back to the unhealthy love. You can't go back to the toxic love. You've had this awakening. You've had this mental epiphany, and your life is forever changed. You can't go back to the old. So if some of you are like wondering, like, oh gosh, I really don't want to go back to this relationship, but is something going to happen at some point where I'm going to get pulled back in? Chances are no, because Ace of Swords is like you've busted through that old facade, right? And keep in mind, you know, we have Uranus and Taurus right now, so you have it in your sign. So much about that is going to be about, you know, basically coming into what stability is for you. And Taurus, you guys are all about stability. You know, like Taurus is about stability and comfort. You know, Taurus will work, but Taurus wants to be comfortable. Taurus wants to have nice things. Taurus wants to, you know, have a stable life, and like home life and things like that are very important for Taurus. So with this Ace of Swords, right, and this Uranus and Taurus energy, maybe your thoughts about what stability is has even been shifting or changing for you guys in a very big way. And now you're really realizing what you need and what you're hungry for. Maybe for a long time before that you were on autopilot, and now that's done. You're not on autopilot anymore. You're awake, and you're like, man, I can't go back to that old kind of relationship. I just can't do it anymore. So you're going to be moving forward. This next card is telling us what is happening in your present moment in terms of what Spirit wants you to remember or to work on. So I don't care if you're watching this video before April, beginning of April, mid-April, end of April. I don't care if you discover YouTube in some time capsule. You're some scientist 500 years from now that's studying ancient technology and you come across it. The message in this moment here for you is this. We have the Strength card, okay? This is coming up in the present moment for you at the time that you're watching this reading. Sometimes with the major arcana cards or court cards, it could be indicating that you're dealing with a certain sign. The astrological sign of the Strength card is Leo, obviously. We've got the lion there. But not for all of you. You guys don't all have like some karmic thing with a Leo. Some of you may have Leo in your rising or in your moon, and you're being really encouraged to pull on your Leo traits to get through this next phase. But overall, the message that I'm feeling for like 95% of you is that you're at a really massive, significant crossroads right now where you're making a statement to the universe about what you deserve. And some of you are making a shift in like your whole kind of realm of stability that feels a little bit terrifying, okay? So either after being single for a very long time, you're beginning to open up and considering letting love in. Some of you may have somebody that like kind of opened your eyes and you didn't take the steps, you know, like years ago or months ago when you first met them or they came across your path. But maybe that person's just been like this carrot on a string hanging in front of your vision ever since, and like you're like, I gotta go get that carrot now. And you're gonna begin taking steps. So either some of you are coming out of a long phase of singleness, or some of you are gonna get ready to end a relationship that you've been in for a very, very long time. But it just feels to me like a very, very long cycle. A very long cycle that you've been in, maybe a decade or more, some of you. And so to make that change and to make that shift, even though in your mind you've had that Ace of Swords moment and you know that you're thinking clearly and you see the truth and you know what needs to be done now, even though you know it's for the best, and even though you know that you can see for the first time in forever that there's a happy ending for you, it can be very, very scary to take those steps. The Strength card has a lot of different ways that it can be read. And in this case, intuitively, the energy that I'm getting this in your case is going out into the open, right? Into like this unknown territory and coming out the victor, coming out thriving, right? So this woman with this lion, she did not come in here and beat this lion up and kick it around to get it into submission, because that lion would tear her to shreds. But we could imagine that she was very cautious. She read the cues from the lion. She didn't get too close, and maybe she nurtured it in some way. Maybe she, fed it and gave it water and soothed it in some way. And before long, she has this lion that's walking beside her like a little lap dog or a little guard dog or something, that she can just even reach down and like shut its mouth or play around with it. So a lot of you are going out into the unknown in that sense, but you're not feeling as vulnerable, and you're realizing that the things before that you thought were your weaknesses are really your strengths. Especially those of you who are coming out of some relationship. There again, the buzzword, the narcissist. Maybe this person made you feel so flawed and just so like mentally abusive that you didn't think anybody would give you the time of day, or they complained and they nagged and they picked apart things about what was wrong with you, and now you're realizing that those are the qualities and the traits that somebody else would just be over the moon to have, that there are people out there who'd be over the moon to have you. So there's this awakening in that way, okay? And you're coming into this energy of actually taking actions or taking steps. And another energy here is to not give up on that. Stay committed. Stay committed to the path. Stay committed to yourself. Stay committed to your happiness, because this is going to be a big shift, and there's going to be times you're physically tired, physically drained, physically, emotionally, mentally drained. So you're going to need to just take care of yourself and stay the course. Don't give up. You're at this crossroads. Don't give up. Keep going. So what you have coming up ahead is Three of Pentacles. Okay? So this could be, for those of you who are leaving a relationship, this could be coming into a financial understanding. If you have assets tied in with a person or property tied in with a person, this to me feels like there could be some kind of a settlement or something to just figure it out so you guys can be like done with each other, okay? Like you're getting the property and the financial aspects figured out so you all can go your separate ways. But this also does give me a sense or a feeling of building for the future. So those of you who are breaking up, I feel like it's not like you're going into something new fairly quickly. Like some of you already have the new person. Like some of you may already be in a relationship with a new person, or there may be somebody who's caught your eye and you just feel this pull and you're like, that's who I'm going to be with. Or like I said, maybe some of you met this person in the past and you didn't take steps, and now you're like, I got to go get that person. So it's also like a building of the future, okay? It doesn't mean that, you're, getting down on one knee, or they're getting down on one knee and they're like, let's get married tomorrow. It's not like that, because Three of Pentacles is like figuring it out, working together. It's very promising. Like, it's like there's definitely a lot of potential, but neither one of you is 100% sure yet. But both of you feel like this could really be something. This could really go somewhere. Let's figure it out. But I also like that it's Three of Pentacles, so it's the stable energy that you guys are able to work together. This is somebody who's more on your wavelength. This is someone who thinks a little bit more like you, who maybe has similar ethics or priority or principles. I'm hearing family. Like some of you are starting a family kind of late in the game, okay? Or at least maybe, maybe some of you had children a while ago, and maybe you're questioning if they were your children, if you're a male. But maybe some of you already have children from like a while ago, and so you're coming into an energy with a new person, and maybe for that person it's late in the game. Maybe that person never thought that they were gonna have kids, but they're like, oh my god, yes please, like I let's do it. So it could be that where Three of Pentacles is also talking about the future in terms of children, right? And if you are dealing with somebody who's having kids late in the game, there may be discussion about, hey, well, like, what are some things that we can do to increase our chances, and what are we gonna do, and maybe, you know, looking into starting a savings for college and things like that. So I don't know, I just feel there's also some kind of stage of family planning. Maybe it's not late in the game, maybe you're young, maybe you're like some little 18-19-year-old person watching this video, and people usually think I'm like, you know, 18 or 19 or in my 20s when they hear my voice, because people say I sound young, but I'm close to 40. I'm not there yet, but I'm close. So yeah, so maybe you're younger, and like the world is like fresh and new, and you're like, okay, I'm thinking about my future and establishing that. And some of you, you know, it's later, but you're like, okay, here's like this stability, or this traditional idea of stability that I didn't think I was gonna have, and yet it's coming in. So this is your power in the present situation, Taurus, and this is to keep going. I feel that for some of you, like, you like need to get away. You need to get away, and I think for some of you this is gonna have to do with a physical move. Okay, so especially those of you who are going through a breakup, like maybe you're thinking that, you know, you all can like be in the same place, or you all can have a situation where it's like you're not together but you're roommates, until like things get figured out financially, or until like the court decides on something. I don't know, whatever it might be. But Chariot makes me feel like Spirit is saying, get the heck out of there. Get the heck out of there. Because Chariot is also about getting to like a place of safety. Now, this doesn't mean that you're in physical danger. You know, for some of you, you might be if you're in an abusive relationship, or if you're with somebody who's threatened you or who's physically harmed you in the past. You definitely don't want to be sharing space with them during like a real official breakup. That is like 100% for certain. But for other ones of you, it's like energetic safety. You may be dealing with a energy vampire, or you may be dealing with somebody that has a lot of like negative attachments and things like that, and being in the same physical space is gonna maybe make it difficult for you all to be able to heal and to move on and to move forward. So it may be uncomfortable, but it, you know, it's something that like you're being guided to do, to just get out of that physical space and to get into a new physical space. You know, for some of you it could be staying with friends or family for a little bit. For some of you it might mean going out and going to like a domestic violence shelter, or somewhere where they can kind of, you know, put you up for a little bit and help you relocate. For some of you it's just, you know, getting out for a little bit and getting a place, waiting for a property to be sold so you guys can split the money, or whatever it might be. You know, whatever it might be. But I do feel for some of you there's some kind of like you're putting physical distance between you and somebody else, right? And some of it could also be for privacy, also because you're going to be pursuing this new relationship, and you don't need other people or people from the past knowing what's going on. For some of you, you are getting to know someone in a new location, okay? I don't mean necessarily that you have something long distance going on, although for some of you there might be something long distance going on. But it feels to me more like you're getting to know somebody, you're going on dates with them, you're spending time with them in person, but you're going to places where like mutual friends don't hang out. And it's not because like you're being a sneaky like person who's cheating. It's just your way where you know that it might cause drama if this other person knows about you moving on. So you're being a little bit more cautious as you're getting to know this person, this new person. All right? The overall message with Chariot is just pick a decision and the universe will make it happen. Okay, so get clear about what you want, because the universe wants to help you make it happen. Once you begin focusing in that direction, things will begin falling into place. The way that you're being seen in this situation, by this new person that you're pursuing, or that you're letting them in, or that you're going back and getting this person from the past. You know, Temperance card is, you know, they could see you as somebody who's very fair, very balanced. Maybe in the past they just kind of felt like you move very slow. Maybe they feel like you move too slow. So that's something for you to keep in mind. Now, that doesn't mean that you should move faster than you're comfortable moving. Absolutely not, right? Like, you don't want to rush and go faster to make somebody else happy. You need to go in the pace that you feel comfortable. But maybe there could be a little bit more communication here where the other person understands what your time frame is, what your thinking is, what your reasoning is. Again, communication, right? Communication came up as like an issue for you in relationships in general. And maybe, you know, you're a little bit of an introvert person, so maybe you're kind of used to not going into detail or talking about things. But this person's going to need to know. They're not going to be able to read your mind, and they might think that you're not like your time frame is very slow, or, you know, maybe you brought up things about the future, or maybe you're going to bring up things about the future, or like, you know, like planning a family or something, and this person's like, dude, I'm like 48 years old, I've got maybe 2 hours while I'm still fertile, or like whatever it might be. Like, what are you talking? Are you talking about 10 years from now? Because it's not going to work for me 10 years from now. So there could be aspects like that where this person just feels like uncertain of really what you're thinking in terms of time frame. Are you talking about what you want for yourself in the future? Are you talking about wanting it with them? So some clarity is going to be very helpful. Okay, very helpful. But overall, I think this person sees you as a fair, balanced person. But you might be dealing with someone who's a little bit impatient. Next card tells us kind of like what you're manifesting, or what you're hoping for, or what you're afraid of, okay? And Knight of Wands can go either way. Typically in this spot, we have a card that is very clearly very super positive, or very super negative, and then I can say, oh, well, you're in a place of fear, or, oh, well, you're in a really positive way. But, you know, Knight of Wands can go either way. For some of you, it's the really positive attributes of Knight of Wands, where you're like, oh man, I want to have, you know, a sense of creativity and drive and purpose and passion and chemistry and like amazing sex with my future partner. So some of you are manifesting the really like positive aspects of Knight of Wands, or coming into that Knight of Wands energy. Some of you are a little bit more fearful. Maybe you're thinking, oh, I don't want to be in a situation with somebody who's going to hit it and quit it. You know, maybe I don't want to be with another player. That doesn't mean that Knight of Wands is always a player, but sometimes in some readings, depending on what other cards are around it, it could be someone who's just thinking with their with what's in their pants, right? It could be somebody who's making a decision based on just physical desire and just being in the moment and not thinking about the consequences. But overall, I like the way that I'm leaning toward this card energetically, the energy around it in this reading. It feels to me like a lot of you haven't had just like real passion and excitement in a long ass time. And so you're manifesting that to have this with somebody new, to have passion and excitement. Some of you might be in a relationship where you know it's not going to be ending. Like you're in it. There's still love here. It's not toxic. You're not dealing with an abusive or dishonest person, but maybe things have been slow, or maybe things have been predictable. So you may be manifesting like some kind of new energy, or new kind of, you know, bringing back the physical intimacy of the relationship, or manifesting that. Your outcome card here, Taurus, is 10 of Pentacles. So this is going to apply in a couple of really nice ways. Number one, 10 of Pentacles for me in a love reading is keep in mind, money is a physical measure of energy spent, right? If you go to work and you give your boss, 40 hours, your boss determines what those 40 hours are worth and gives you a paycheck. That money represents time that you gave to your boss or your clients or whatever. So money is just a physical measure of energy. So 10 of Pentacles is this full abundance. So some of you are coming into a relationship where somebody's finally, like giving. You guys are both giving equally, or you guys are both putting energy into this relationship where it's not just you or it's not just them, like two people putting an energy into a relationship and there being an abundance of energy. But to me, this is also a sense of like manifesting something that you've been desiring, something you've been dreaming about, something that you've been thinking about for like years and years and years. Maybe some of you, like, there's just, like I said, somebody you haven't been able to forget about, and you're thinking, or you thought that, okay, like, my chance with this person is over. But maybe you're manifesting something with a specific person, right? Maybe the universe is opening up a door in some way, right? Or maybe something is happening where the stars are aligning, so to speak, and this person's giving you a chance, or this person's coming back around and reaching out to you, or whatever it might be. But definitely kind of like that kind of energy. Some of you may be running into this person through their work. Maybe you haven't been able to, like, communicate with them personal, but, like, say, I don't know, like, maybe if they have like a I don't know, you might be in somehow like running into them near their workplace, or I don't know, maybe some of you are calling this person at work, but only if that's like an appropriate thing. Like, I'm not saying that you're gonna like stalk somebody and find out where they work and hunt them down and figure out what department they're in. But maybe it's a little bit more clear. Maybe this person has like a business that they run or something, and you're able to contact the business and speak with them directly, in a non-creepy, non-stalkery kind of way, obviously. Or this person's reaching out to you somehow, like through like your business, or through like your work, or you're running into them through work in some way. Maybe work in somehow is like aligning your paths, but definitely manifesting this new vibrant love energy. So that's very exciting. Check out your moon sign and rising sign videos as well, because that would bring a little extra information for what's going on with your specific energy. And also, guys, don't forget, every week I do a forecast for each zodiac sign about money, family life, spirituality, all of that wonderful important stuff, all of the super important things other than love life. I do those every week, so be sure to check those out as well, my dears, on this channel. And if you hit the subscribe button and notification, you will not miss any videos. You'll get a notice when they're up. And I'm getting caught up on the personal readings, and as soon as that happens, there will be more regularly other videos coming up. Hopefully like once a month, like a big video on like a big important metaphysical or psychic kind of subject or topic. So check those out as well, obviously. And I thank you guys for just being a part of my journey, letting me be part of your journey. It's been really great, being able to interact with you guys in the comments, and being able to see you also on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, with the daily posts there. And I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of light. Take care.